So today we're here
You're the puppy in the garden, right?
That's me.
I want the old dog.
So who am I talking to today?
You're talking to Peter Joseph Northcote.
Hey, and where are you from?
I'm from Sydney, Australia.
You hear that, people? Sydney, Australia, one of the great cities in Australia. Yeah. And where were you born? Were you born here?
I was born in Sydney, born, bred and dead in Sydney, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was born in 1960.
Wow.
So that makes me 55.
Jeez. Doing good, man.
I'm just seeing the next question is
how
old.
Don't look at it at all, man. Doing great. And how do you keep yourself so healthy?
I dye my hair. That's all it is.
I dye my hair. Don't give the
Look,
tricks
you know
away.
what? It's an interesting question that I think it's because of music. I really do.
Yeah.
You know, I look at other people and they don't have a lot of joy in their lives, and I'm lucky enough to be able to give them some joy. And I think being the funnel for joy from the music that it keeps me young.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still smiling, I'm still laughing, and I feel like I'm just getting more and more passionate about it.
Do you find that looking at your heroes too, your players that you love, even them as well, like, you know, they're going to be a lot older than all of us, but you look at them, you go, wow, they still look quite good for their age.
Yeah.
So you look at
any musician that's enjoying what they're doing, and you'll find that they've just got that sort of vibe about them.
Yeah,
you know, it's not necessarily the skin or the look, but the energy behind it is, you know, music is an amazing healer. You know, it really is.
Totally agree. And why did you start playing? And you know, what was the initial kind of inspiration? Not necessarily probably guitar, but was it an album or?
Well, look, you know, of course, in those days in the 60s and then you know, early 70s. Well, I started playing when I was 9 years old, so we're talking about 69. In those days, we had TV shows like The Monkees and the Partridge Family and stuff like that. And so I used to love those shows. And I think that Peter Tork was the guitar player in The Monkees, and that kind of, I thought, I want to play guitar. Now, I'm not really certain about this. My mum cleared it up for me before she passed, was that we had been taking, my brother and I had been taking tennis lessons.
Yeah.
And apparently one day I asked for a guitar. She said, well, look, we'll both get a guitar. And that was at Christmas. And we took 6 months worth of lessons, as well as going to tennis, until they said, look, we can't afford both, choose one or the other. Tony chose tennis, I chose guitar. And my teacher was, I think he kind of saw a natural ability in me in some way, because he would always say, Tony's the mathematician, Peter is the musician. So the way that Tony would approach music was mathematically, and I was a bit more in you know, the sound. And it was interesting because my guitar teacher, which was a guy up the road, his name was John Williams. It wasn't the one.
Like I'm thinking,
no, he was a club player, and I'd love to find out what he's doing.
I think you're going to say the next thing you're going to say, and actually it's John Williams. And like,
that's right.
Get out of here, man.
But we took 6 months worth of lessons.
Wow.
I kind of kept playing. Now, we stopped lessons for about a year, but I just kept playing because I loved it. And all I was doing was playing, you know, a couple of melodies and learning some chords and strumming and playing some songs that I'd heard, you know, Bread songs and whatever else there was. But then my mum started to see that I was still into it, so she found a place, you know, in a place called Rockdale. We were living in a place called Earlwood in Sydney, and Rockdale was, I don't know, a couple of stations away. Yeah. And it was a music school, much like this one, in the fact that they had drums, vocals, violin, a guitar, piano, accordion. Wow. And so I went there and had lessons with a number of teachers, but one really good one. His name was Vince Lombardo, and he got me into, well, by that time I was 11 years old, and I was listening to people like Santana and guitar players and Deep Purple and stuff. So he was very instrumental in leading me into another form of music, rather than just reading the notes and strumming a couple of chords. Yeah. And so that was a real good turning point, because after a while of taking lessons from him, he would get me to take the first half of the students on a Saturday morning as a junior teacher.
Wow.
So it was really, and when you have somebody like that giving you encouragement, you kind of take it on and get a little bit more, I don't know, confident with it.
Yeah, that builds a confidence. Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
I always hear that all the time too. That's a common thread. Like same kind of thing. Like a music teacher in high school giving you that kind of.
I had that as well with the high school.
Backup,
they see a little bit of talent, or they see something that goes, this guy gets it. I'm going to give you a bit more. I'm going to encourage you. I'm not going to give you anything.
Let's take it slow.